Welcome to Small Steps. My name is Seth Potts, and today I want to show you how to record macros. Recording macros is a process that's going to allow you to combine multiple actions into a single action, and it's quite handy when you have multiple steps that you repeat on a regular basis. Example we're going to use today is if you get data in regularly, let's say you don't have a direct connection, so you have to pull data in and copy and paste into a spreadsheet here, and your data doesn't come in clean like you'd want it. This case is broken out by numbers, street name, street category, city, state. It's all separated out. So let's say part of our process is going to be when we get this information in, we're going to do two things with it just to show that you could do multiple steps in this process and not just one. So we'll get this information that you paste in, and we're going to concatenate it all into a singular field with everything combined, and then we're also going to filter out some of these other cities and just show how you could filter down as well. So first things first, if you look up at the top and you do not have a tab up here that says developer, it means that you've never had that added in your Excel. So what you're going to do is go up to the File tab, and you're going to go down to your options. And on this Excel options, go on this left side here and customize ribbon. And you should have this on the right side. It's a list of your main tabs that are up top. And you can clean things off if there's things you don't use. I just earlier added this draw, just wanted to see what that is up there. But if you look down here, it's the developer tab. If you didn't have it up top, that means this is unchecked right here. So go ahead and check that and click OK, and then you should have this tab available at the top. So when we click on that developer tab, you're going to notice this far left, there's a couple items in here, the VBA, macros, record. So we're going to start off with this record macro. And what you're going to do is name it. There are a couple rules for it. You can't have spaces in it. So let's just do full address, all one word there. If you want a shortcut key, you can add it. I won't for that. Store macros, there's a couple options for this workbook, another workbook, or a personal macro workbook. For this, we're just going to do for this specific workbook, because if it's a sheet like this where you're just constantly copying and pasting into it, let's just assume that we're going to use the same workbook over and over for this. So you can write a description if it's for somebody else to use, maybe some instructions or whatever you want in there. We'll keep it simple. I'm just going to have a name and for this workbook. And if you look down here at the bottom, you can see a macro is currently recording. So otherwise there's another little icon down there that says there's no macro recording. So if you want to make sure that it's recording, what you do here, that is where you could check that. So the first thing I want to do here, and you got to make sure you don't make too many mistakes on this, or it's not going to record right. So I'm going to go ahead and add a title for this column here, and then in this top field here I'm going to add my function to concatenate and combine everything into one field. And to save time, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just paste my concatenate formula here. And if you're not familiar with concatenate, it's this equals concat. What it does is it will combine multiple fields into one together. You have to add the spaces, things like that, and commas as well. But here's a quick concatenation of all these fields with the proper spaces and commas. And when you're done typing that formula in, you just click enter. And you can see here that it went ahead and put everything together. So from that, you can go ahead and click that down to all of these. So now we have a nice combined address for all of these fields. So the next thing we're wanting to do was to let's get that up. We will filter this down. Now there's not too many Merriams in here, so I will go ahead and do one that has more selections. Would be Overland Park. So we have concatenated, we have filtered, and now last step of what we're going to do is we're going to copy this column here, and we're going to copy that into a separate sheet. And you see here, this is kind of our end result. So the idea is that we built this macro that will take that initial set of columns information that we had together and put it into a combined field for each of those and copy that onto a separate page here. So we're going to click stop recording up here since we are done with the steps we have for that. Now, just to show the use of this, I've gone back on that first sheet and I deleted all the old data out and I put a new set of data in, just like you would if you're just pasting new information in. And instead of going through that entire process again, you can go up to the Developer tab and over to where it says Macros. You see the macro we created and it's highlighted, and click Run. And it goes through all the steps we just took, and on the second page it went ahead and copied over what we had there and added a concatenated list of that new data. So next time you find that you have a repetitive task you're doing over and over, you want to save yourself some time, think about using the record macro function in Excel here and save yourself some time and get the results that you spend all that time doing otherwise. If you found this tutorial helpful and would like to see more, click like and subscribe. Next video coming up is going to be over the proper upper and lower functions.